What is up, everybody? Merry Christmas. Let's go ahead. Figured we'd hang out for about, 45 minutes up until game time. If you got any questions, drop those in the chat. We could just BS, doesn't matter, but figured we'd jump on here and talk a little bit of football. Let's see. How's everybody doing out there? How's your Christmas morning been? Been a good one? I did all my stuff yesterday. Get a nice little relaxing football day. Today we got Packers and Dolphins at 1. We got Broncos Rams at 4:30 and Bucks Cardinals at 8:20. What do you guys need for your dubs? What do you guys need to get to the championship next week? Somebody drop some comments in the freaking comment section. Let's see here. My SFB team kind of took a pooper. Well, didn't really take a pooper. I actually put up a pretty good, putting up above my average, but that's with Zonovan Knight and Marquise Goodwin in that lineup. And I've already scored over average, and I still got 2 players, Dylan and Mike Williams, to go. So if I would have picked better on those other ones, would have felt a little better. George wants to know, how do you feel about Mike Evans tonight? Listen, Cardinals can give up some yards. Mike Evans is due. It's just hard to pinpoint that offense. It's been kind of hard week to week to pinpoint who's going to be the big player in that offense for Tampa Bay since Tom Brady came over, because he spreads it around. Hell, Scotty Miller had a week a couple weeks ago. Last week was Russell Gage. You've still got Godwin. Otten's had his weeks. It is a very tough situation to figure out week to week. You just hope that he doesn't suck. We'll go ahead and I'll jump over here to your follow-up. I'm not benching Mike Evans for Deion Jackson, though. I don't even know. I don't even know what Deion Jackson's role is with the Zach Moss kind of breakout last week for the Colts. If it was still just Deion Jackson like it was early in the year, then, it would probably be something that could be at least considered. But right now, I'm still playing Mike Evans over Deion Jackson. Jeff, Merry Christmas to you as well. You're ahead by 0.06 with Christian Watson and James Conner left to play. My opponent is done, championship bound. That's what we like to hear, Jeff. Get that sealed up with 2 players left to go. I wish that was my situation. That is not my situation. And my 2 that I'm working on, I need my guys to come through. I wish I had it all sealed up, though. Joe says flex 1, Mac, Deion Jackson, or Gage. Non-PPR. I'm probably going Mac here. It's not pretty. I have to start Gage in another league, but it's only because I didn't have enough. All my wide receivers are hurt. I got like 5 wide receivers on IR. It's worked out real well, but I'm starting Gage in that league. But I think I would rather start Mac. Unless you need ceiling. Still, probably Mac. It's so Mike. Merry Christmas to you too. Or it's so Milo. I said it wrong. Pick one, please. Akers, Moss, or Rachaad White. So I'm going Rachaad White here because of the PPR upside. Akers, all of these guys are probably splitting to some degree. Moss may get the most, but I just think Rachaad White's PPR upside is better than the rest of these guys. So I'm going to go with Rachaad White. I like I like Dicker. He's been playing real well indoors. I'll take Dicker today. Okay, this is a tough one, Roderick. Jeff Wilson or Mostert? I think you got to roll with Mostert for how hot he's been. I know they like Wilson too. It's a tough situation to figure out. I thought when Wilson got there after the first game that he was their dude, and that was all that they were gonna do is run Jeff Wilson and have Mostert as the backup, and then it flipped, and then Wilson gets injured, and it's been tough to figure out. But I'm probably rolling Mostert just because he's been on a hot streak, and we get a little bit of we get to ride that a little bit. But it's a tough situation in the backfield there. But I do think that the run game is going to be pretty solid. Green Bay's back to having trouble stopping the run, and you've got good weather. So I like that play there with Mostert over Wilson. But it's definitely not a shoe-in, that's for sure. Does anybody else have theirs wrapped up? I'll get to mine here. So this is the type of semifinal match you want to see, right? What is Watson's outlook today? I think Watson's outlook is kind of like it's been. It looks like Lazard is the odd man out with Dobbs back. So you've got, Watson and Dobbs as the two primary outside receivers. Lazard kind of took a back seat last week. Now that's only 1 week, but Watson's going to be a red zone threat. And if Green Bay can move the ball, which I think they can do, he's going to get some end zone targets. And that's what we're looking for out of Watson, right? Multiple touchdowns if possible. Just a touchdown would be great, but I like him. I like him a lot today. With the with that game, with Dolphins putting up points, I think that they're going to have to throw quite a bit here. Green Bay, that is, and Watson's obviously been a factor of that. But hopefully they can move the ball and get in the red zone and give him a couple opportunities there. Let's see here. Let's share this screen. Get them questions in. Merry Christmas if you just got here. So this is one of my, make sure I hit the right buttons here. This is one of my matchups here. Some duty. Got a 61.86 to 60.7. We do have 7 players left combined, but I have 1 extra on my side, and it looks like my camera froze. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But my wide receivers were just dead. I mean, I've still got Tyler Lockett out this week, Olave out, Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson. Obviously, for a lot of wide receivers, it didn't matter this week with the weather the way it was. Marco from the future, how you doing? Let me know, Marco. Do I win this matchup? I should. I think I should. And then so I got to fix this text here, but I'm down 32.2, and I'm Blade here. So this is a best ball league. So right now we've got Eckler to play, Tyreek. Again, I lost Lockett everywhere. That hurt so bad. But we have Tyreek, Eckler, and tight ends are 1.75 premium. So we've got Otten and Everett there today. We got to make up 32. He's got, I think, Kyron, Mike Williams, or Keenan Allen, Kyron, and Herbert Justin Herbert to go. But they obviously have to outscore these other guys. So hopefully they don't add a lot and we can get a big day out of Tyreek and get that dub. That's where I'm at on semifinal week. Let's see if I can fix this camera real quick. We got a question from Facebook. There we go. There we go. Okay, over on Facebook, AJ Dillon, Deion Jackson, or Lenny Fournette in the flex for a PPR league. I'm ahead in the semifinals, need highest floor. Okay. I mean, if we're going floor, we're going to go with Lenny. He's going to get probably 6 targets. He gets about 6 targets a week. That's where I'm going with that. Dillon has been good the past couple weeks, but he's been inconsistent all year with the touches, and they may have to throw more today, and that leans towards Aaron Jones, positive Aaron Jones script. But Lenny, we know, is going to get targets. Let's take those 5-6 targets. We don't know what Deion Jackson's role is going to be with Zach Moss in that lineup now. I'm going Lenny here for the floor for sure. Not sure if you win. Can't really see your roster. My phone screen's too small. Yeah, I always forget people are watching on phones. Just say I win, man. That's all you need to know. To get into the championship, give me some hope on my terrible outlook. I have Foles, Pittman, Watson, and James Conner, and I'm down 85 points. Let's see. Foles, Pittman, Watson, James Conner, down 85. Let's see if we can get. So we need the Watson two-score game, right? We need him to get us 25 here. Conner around 25 gets us to 45. So that means we need 40 out of Foles, and Pittman isn't out of the question. There's a way to get here with these guys. Conner and Watson are both, we know they can get multiple touchdowns. So we need them to make up the bulk of it. We need them to get 45 to 50. I think for Foles and Pittman to have a chance. Now, if Foles locks on to Pittman, then you could be in real good shape. It's going to be tough, but it's not out of the question. Definitely would like to be in a little bit better of a spot. No problem over there on Facebook. I'll check who you are later or drop your name there in the chat so I know who you are. I'm sure I know you. Up 7 is Morgan, and he has Conner. Okay, Morgan's up 7. His opponent has Conner, and Morgan has Tampa Bay's D. I have to choose between A.J. Dillon or Rachaad White in a full-point PPR. So Dillon or White. I mean, this goes back just like the one that we were talking about over there on Facebook. Fournette and White get so many targets, them two, and they pretty much split the touches. But I think I'm going to take those PPR points being up 7 with a defense and White, I think is where I'm going to go. I think that's where I'm going to go. Dillon could have a bigger week, but just the targets that those running backs in Tampa Bay get, I feel are too valuable for the floor, because Dillon could rush for 45 yards and that'd be it. And you just get the 4.5 points, where White could have 6 catches plus, 8 to 10 rushing attempts. I think I'm leaning on those Tampa Bay running backs for floor with the lead. Definitely just don't want a dud, right? Don't want a dud. We want 10 points, right? And I think White gives us the better chance of hitting that floor. Zach Moss, Deion Jackson, or Jeff Wilson. I don't know why I said Williams. Kevin, this is a tough one because I don't know. I'm probably leaning Zach Moss here. I feel like they went and they got him, and he is the guy that's going to get the majority of the touches there. And the Chargers are not good against the run, but it's just tough because I don't know the roles. We don't know the roles for either of these backfields, but I'm probably going Zach Moss here. I don't love it because I'm not a big Zach Moss fan, but I feel like the touches are going to be there. Thanks, Marco. I'll get that experience. Foles versus the Chargers or Mike Evans in a super flex 6-point pass TD. Oh, listen, we've seen Foles do well in games where we didn't think he was going to do well. The 6-point pass TD, he's capable of throwing 2 TDs, right? I'm probably going the QB here in that format. If it was a 4-point, I think it's a lot closer. I'm probably sticking with Foles here, even though I don't love it. If this was normal Mike Evans, in your opinion, what do Eagles do with Hurts? Does he play next week? I think if he's capable, that he's going to play. I don't think they're going to sit him if he's healthy enough to play. The Eagles, they want to lock up that, and I don't think they sit. I don't think they sit him if he's good. You don't want him to get rusty either. You want to keep the continuity with the team. You know, Minshew's great for a spot start. But you don't want him starting too many weeks when you're trying to get dubs. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. We can be right or wrong together. At least we don't have to worry about weather in that one, right? Weather wrecked a lot of stuff yesterday. Steven says, man, I'm up 1. I got Judy, Chargers D, and Colts kicker, but he has Aaron Jones. I hope to God the split is still pretty even between Dylan and Jones. So you're up 1 point. You got Judy, Chargers D, and Colts kicker. I think what you don't want, but what I want, because I have Aaron Jones in one of mine, is the Aaron Jones 40-point day, right? The 3 touchdown game. That's what you don't want. I think with a 1-point lead, I think Judy is going to get you, he's been getting, the 15 points, right? So, Aaron Jones gets 20. You're looking at a 4-point, 4 points you need to pick up with Chargers and Colts. So I think you're in a decent spot here. I think you're in a decent spot with those 3. Obviously defense but the defense is playing against the Colts. Could score, 10, 15 points. It does suck every time that the Colts kicker kicks a field goal. You get dinged on the Chargers D a little bit, but I think you're in a pretty good spot there. Obviously, we had some people showing off earlier that already have theirs wrapped up. Don't have to worry about nothing, but Steven, no problem, man. That's what we're here for. Appreciate the sub. If anybody else out there hasn't subbed, all I ask for is a like, a sub, hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss anything. We do a lot of, so this upcoming season, we're going to have, just like all the rest that we've done, I think this will be our 6th season doing rookie content. Fifth, I'm sorry. We'll have a ton of rookie content. We're doing it different than we ever have in the past. So if you're in the Dynasty, you're going to have a ton of that stuff. We're going to have a ton of best ball content for those that like to play on Underdog and do the best ball tournaments. We're going to have a bunch of drafts and everything. And we're just going to continue putting out a ton of content. So we appreciate the sub there, Steven, and good luck. I love how we still have to stress it out, right? Like freaking 36 hours or some shit with these 3-day It was Saturday with most of the games. Getting real close. Only have 4 games left. And you got to sweat it for another freaking 36 hours. I just want it to be over so I know if I made the championships or not. I got a little bit of Christmas allergies coming on, it seems. A little stuffed up this morning. What other questions we got, peeps? Trying to pull up my Scott Fishbowl lineup. They gave me a run. Let's see here. Share screen. And there it is again. I freeze every time. I don't know if you guys can hear me when I've got my video off there, but let's go ahead and F11 that. Why does my video do this? Give me 1 second here. There we go. Now it's working. This is our bad boy here that gave us a run. Made it to the semifinals in Scott Fishbowl. Started with 3,000 or more teams. Right now, I am, and I'll have to look this up. We got the old dud from Goodwin who got hurt. Had 2 targets already. If you watched the show yesterday morning, you know that I liked him, but then he gets hurt. And then there was Donovan Knight 2.3. So the 2 players with the 2.3, when I average 149 on the season and everybody else does some work, and those 2 duds are going to be the difference here. There's 500 teams left and had to get top 30. Looked like Jamal Williams was injured. Does anyone know if it was serious? Because Swift might skyrocket. Man, that backfield's been rough here of late. Jamal Williams was dominating with the touchdowns, and then Swift was kind of taking the back seat, and then Justin Jackson was getting involved. So I think even if Jamal Williams is out, Justin Jackson's going to be involved. But Swift has been better of late for sure. I seem to be on pace to make it to title game of 3 leagues I'm in. Way to go, Maine. Get us a little bit of Terrence Howard in here. Get him to say, Maine. Congratulations. Swift effed me again. Swift is that. See, that's the hard part about the NFL today with the multiple backs in the backfield. Some of them having 3. Like if you look over in Buffalo with Cook and Singletary and then quarterback in there with Allen, and Chicago with Herbert, Montgomery and Fields, and Miami with Wilson and Mostert. And it's like, that's what makes it tough. It could be any of them on any week. And it makes my job a lot harder figuring it out when it's not clear. Some of them obviously have the clear splits where the one guy gets the majority and then somebody else fills in. But some of these backfield splits are just real tough to figure out. Down 2, he has Tua and Dicker. I have Mike Will, Rashad White, and Tampa Bay D. How do you think it turns out? Well, if Dicker and Tampa Bay D can be kind of close, and we've got McSorley playing quarterback for Arizona, who's probably going to have to continue to throw the ball because Tampa Bay's run defense is still tough. Tampa Bay's D is a good one to have this week. So we'll say that. But if them and Dicker can stick around the same, I think you have a pretty good spot. We just need Rashad White to get those targets. And I think you got a shot. I mean, I can't predict it. Tua could score 30 and really mess everything up. Let's see. Pollard and Pacheco's floor last 5 weeks helped me across my leagues. Yeah, that definitely helps. Pollard, I know, was a real popular play. I actually had him. He wasn't terrible, but definitely didn't have the huge week. Uh, that is always nice when you get them in those pivotal weeks where you got to win. When who was I looking at? One of my opponents. I have Eckler, and I'm playing Eckler in another one, so I'm in a hard spot of figuring out what I want Eckler to do. I probably want him to do not very much. Stephon Diggs and his 2 catches for 26 yards really helped me out in a matchup. I was very, very happy with that. That was a big makeup for me. I had to throw Michael Gallup in my lineup. He'd been struggling, and he got the 13.6, which really helped out. But yeah, man, it's real nice when you're facing guys that have been hotter than shit, and they cool off in that spot when you need them not to go bananas. The weather yesterday was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that many games and players all affected by the weather as much as we saw yesterday, man. That was like all the way across the middle of the country, everybody just in shit weather. All right. David Pippin says full PPR. Hopkins, Evans, or Judy. Need 2 of the 3. So, I mean, Judy, I do like Judy, but he does get Ramsey today, right? So, let's see. I mean, it's just hard not to go Judy right now. He's getting a ton of targets. Hopkins is the easy one for me. He's in there, even though it's Trace McSorley. I'm probably sitting Evans here, but it's tough. It's tough. I would have Hopkins in there, and then it's basically flip a coin with Judy. You know, Ramsey hasn't been playing great this year. He played had a couple splash plays last week, but they moved Judy around a lot too, so I don't mind that. Trace McSorley's scary for Hopkins, but they just pepper Hopkins with so many targets, whether it's the first string, the third string quarterback, he's just going to get peppered. So Evans, you just never know. There's so many other options in that offense, and Tom Brady's not going to rely on one guy. It's not the year that Randy Moss went bananas, right? Like, he's going to spread the ball around. Yeah, Diggs. I didn't face Jacobs in any, but Diggs busting helped me big time in one. The other one I'm in, I think there was a player that dutied, but I had Devontae Adams duty in that one too. I needed him to have a good week. But I guess if Renfro scored 14, I guess if Adams scores 25, he probably doesn't score 14, but who was it that I was looking at here? I don't even remember. Mark Andrews busting helped me in one, but he's kind of been busting lately anyway. What is up? What other questions we got? We got about 20 minutes till the game pops off, and I'm gonna jump off and hope Aaron Jones does pretty well. I need him in one league. See who else do I have in that? Oh, I need Tyreek in both. Everybody knows I load up on the Tyreek Hill shares. I've got him in both the leagues that I'm alive in. Him and Lockett, man. Tyler Lockett getting hurt this week. If I don't make it through, they're going to be close games probably, and it'll really sting that Lockett sat out week 16 when I needed him the most, because he has been a stalwart this year. The guy nobody wanted preseason because Russ was gone. He was already inconsistent. Scored less than 10 points 2 times all year, and then has to sit out semifinal week. One second. Got the old Christmas text. You know what? I have no Hawkinson, so I didn't even notice what he did in that game. What did he? Let's look that up. Vikings score. What did we get out of Hawkinson this week? I have no shares of Hawkinson. $13 for 109 and 2. What a game. I didn't even realize that he had that big of a game. 13 freaking receptions, man. That's a hell of a tight end day. Yeah, he's going to be, if Adam Thielen's gone, Hawkinson might be it's hard to say anybody's going to pass Kelsey, even, going into next year, but Hawkinson might be second if there's no Adam Thielen there. In an off season to work with Cousins. He might be the number 2 tight end next year with as many targets as he could get in that Minnesota offense. You know who's been surprising is Isaiah Hodgins for New York. Since he got his opportunity, gets released from Buffalo, and then starts getting some targets. 8 for 89 in a tutty yesterday. He's been pretty solid since he started getting his his opportunity there. Yeah, Hawkinson has been good, but it kind of went down a little bit the past couple weeks. And then obviously yesterday, he showed what he can do. Hawkinson's always been one of the most talented, but the problem with Hawkinson is he's also such a good blocker that he gets put in those situations a lot where he's got to block to protect, and that hurts tight end. You don't want him blocking, you want him running routes, but Minnesota doesn't need that like Detroit did for most of his career there. So he is running a lot more routes and getting a lot more opportunity there and is a beast. What other questions we got? Well, if we don't have any more questions, it's Christmas. I'm going to get ready, watch some football. Morgan, no problem at all. Appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell so you don't miss any. Next week's the last week for the Boomer Bust show. Then we'll see you back here during the 2023 season. But we are going to have more live shows throughout the week. In the off season, IDP, Devi, for you Devi lovers. We've got the Dynasty show, a best ball show. We're going to have some more shows. Going to be a lot of stuff coming up. Going to be launching our new store on the website, rotoheat.com. Bunch of stuff coming up. But Main wants to know, Rachaad White or Fournette? I still lean Fournette. I feel like Tom Brady, prefers the veteran over the rookie a little bit. But the PPR work, they're really, really, really close, and it can change week to week. But long term, I want Rachaad White, obviously. But right now, Fournette or White, I'll take Fournette by a slight margin. Marco, I appreciate that. It's going to be a good one. It's relaxing. I had fun yesterday giving my niece and nephew all their stuff, and my nephew's getting into Pokemon. I know nothing about Pokemon, but got him a bunch of stuff, and he was happy. So we had a fun family day yesterday. That's why I was available today. Didn't have to worry about any of that. So we will be back. As always, you can find me over on Twitter at RotoHeatRick. Shoot the DM, or you go to rotoheat.com/Discord and get into our Discord server where you can always at me, hit me up. Anybody else on the team, you have questions, we're there to answer. Good community that will help answer your questions as well. So recommend that. That's rotoheat.com/Discord and Twitter at RotoHeatRick. And thank you all for spending a little bit of time with me on Christmas Day. Good luck with your matchups. I hope you all make the championship, and we will see you next week. And happy holidays, my guy.